We are only 5 days away from the NBA draft. It's one of my favorite nights of the year, but there's still so many questions that remain in this one. So let's start at the very top. The Atlanta Hawks, they're on the clock, and according to ESPN Bet, Zachary Risachet, Donovan Clingan, Alex Sarr, they have the shortest odds to go number one. Bobby, should Atlanta keep this pick or trade it?
I am keeping that pick. I think you can't chase the ghost of the DeJounte Murray trade and try to recoup some of those draft picks you traded to San Antonio. So if it's a player like Donovan Clingan, even though you have Clint Capella and Onyeka Okongwu, the likelihood is that those two players will not be on your roster the length of Donovan Clingan's contract. So I am keeping that pick.
Okay, well, let's move on to San Antonio, who own both the number 4 and number 8 overall picks. So, Perk, do you think the Spurs should try to maybe make a trade here with their picks to acquire a player for Wemby, or keep their 2 lottery picks here?
Oh, they got to package them up. I'm going the complete opposite of Bobby on this one when it comes to the San Antonio Spurs. We're talking about Victor Wembanyama, Malika. One can make a case that he got a chance to be the best player in the league next year on both sides of the floor. That's how special of a talent he is. And if you're the Spurs, you got to show him that you're committed to him by surrounding him with another all-star caliber player.
I was listening to you, Perk, but I'm mesmerized by those Wembanyama highlights. Last but not least, Bronny James projected to go number 55 to the Lakers in our latest mock draft, but ESPN Bet's odds have his prop bet at 42.5. So, Perk, do you think he goes before or after 43 in the draft?
I think he goes after 43, but long as he get drafted, I'm okay, right? Because at the end of the day, it's just the start of your journey. When you get drafted, it's not when you're going to finish. So Bronny just needs an opportunity, but I think he goes after 43. He might go where Givony got him listed at 55.
Well, and by all accounts, he really helped himself at the Combine in Chicago. Speaking of the odds, you can just see here the odds at the number 1 pick. We've seen some movement this week between Sarr and Risachet. So let's try to make sense of this, welcoming in our draft expert, Jonathan Givony. Jonathan, why do you think we have seen these odds flip so much this week?
Well, to be frank, they saw our mock draft that came out with some new intel about Alex Sarr's intentions. Alex Sarr has not yet visited the Atlanta Hawks. He has visited the Washington Wizards. Zachary Risachet has visited the Hawks. Donovan Clingan has visited the Hawks. Those two are the favorites right now to go number 1. Alex Sarr sees the writing on the wall in Atlanta. They have a logjam at the 4 and the 5 positions. Jalen Johnson is the starting power forward of the future there. Onyeka Okongwu just signed a $62 million extension that kicks in now. The Washington Wizards, on the other hand, don't have a lot going at the 5 position. Marvin Bagley, Rashawn Holmes. Alex Sarr is looking at that depth chart and saying, I'd rather be in Washington. Right. That's what I think.
So this is why, everybody, we need to read the mock draft. This is where all the goodies are hidden, even the 14,000 words that Jonathan Givony published today. But, Givony, let's stick here with Alex Sarr. There are fans, right? He played overseas. He played for Overtime Elite that aren't familiar with his game. So for those who haven't seen him play, what is a team getting?
They're getting a 3-point shooting, rim-protecting big man who has the potential to be a unicorn in the vein of Kristaps Porzingis. 7'1", 7'5" wingspan, moves exceptionally well. Every NBA team is looking for a guy who can stretch the floor, allow you to play that 5-out offense, but at the same time, be a versatile defender who can protect the rim, switch on pick and roll, rim run, finish. Alex Sarr has the potential to do all those things, and that's why NBA teams are looking at him. A guy like Nick Claxton on the defensive end, that's another comp for Alex Sarr. Just the way that the versatility that he brings defensively, the shot blocking, the switchability, the ability to cover ground. Those are the things that Alex Sarr brings to the table. That's why he's so intriguing to NBA teams, especially the Washington Wizards at number 2.
You can see his measurables right there. Certainly one of the more unique talents in this 2024 draft. And Jonathan Givony has him mocked number 2 right now to the Washington Wizards. This is your time of year. We're going to be seeing you all the time leading up to the draft next week. Thank you so much for making the time out of your busy schedule today, my friend.
NBA,